Hello, welcome to the Sideboard here at the StarCityGames.com Season 2 Invitational in Columbus. I'm Nick Miller alongside Jonathan Sukenik. How you doing, sir?
Doing well.
Nice. Got the little snap in there.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, modern followers will know you from our Baltimore Open.
That's
where
right.
you made the top 8, top 4 really, with a 4-color control deck. And to no surprise, you were playing a similar build today, but you have updated it.
Yep.
People wanted a deck tech then. We didn't quite see it until you were playing your winning in, so we're like, we want to make sure we focus on it.
Sounds great.
4-0 through the modern portion of the Invitational.
Yep.
So it's obviously doing well.
Yeah, can't ask for much more.
Yeah. What are the upsides to playing a 4-color control deck versus some of the other ones that you see a lot of Jeskai, you see like Sultai builds, stuff like that?
Yeah, that's a great question, Nick. So versus Jeskai, you can see that this is just, the only upgrades are that you're playing Lingering Souls and Teachings in the main. And what that allows you to do is, against other decks playing Lingering Souls, the best removal spell, in my opinion, is Lingering Souls. Like, sure, you have Electrolyze and Snapcaster that can try to deal with that card, but really, your own Lingering Souls are good. And the reason why Abzan, in my opinion, is better than Jund is also Lingering Souls. So I feel like it's a very defining card in the format. As for Teachings, it used to be the second Sphinx's Revelation, but we found out that a lot of the times, Teachings' versatility of being able to get any card, and even Sphinx's Revelations. Like, if you were going to rev that turn, probably could wait next turn to rev. So it's pretty much why over Jeskai control. However, over Sultai control, so you're playing the white card. So once again, you have Lingering Souls. Supreme Verdict can, of course, be substituted with Damnation.
Sure.
But Celestial Colonnade is one of the big reasons. Also, Path being one of the best removal spells in the format. People are aware of Abrupt Decay. You know, Lingering Souls is very good against Abrupt Decay. They can go bigger with Tassiger now. Path to Exile, it's a good catch-all. Kills anything. It's like Terminate.
Yeah, so you've got all of the best removal spells. You've got Lightning Bolt and Path to Exile.
That's right.
Then you have a slew of a bunch of other permission spells and removal spells in the form of Lightning Helix, Electrolyze, Mana Leak, Remand, Spell Snare, Cryptic Command. But then you got the Delve card. We've seen a lot of Delve cards pop up, whether it be Hooting Mandrills or, you know, Tassiger the Golden Fang. Right. But you've got the old Future Sight All-Star Logic Knot here.
Yep.
Just counterspell?
Yeah, Logic Knot's just counterspell. You're playing 8 fetch lands. It's very easy to get double blue. And in the late game, it's still a hard counter. I'm sure you have fetch lands and some things you don't plan on Snapcastering back. Yeah. So, also, the reason for playing 2 Mana Leak and 2 Remand, Remand, in my opinion, is of course good against the decks that are playing really big spells, but it's also, in my opinion, really good against the blue decks. You're able to Mana Leak your own cards when you fight a counter war. So Remand is paramount for that reason. The Mana Leak Path to Exile Nambo is kind of, you know, a necessary evil.
Right.
Like, if we had counterspell, we would obviously play it. But you shouldn't be Path to Exiling until maybe turn 4 or 5. You should be able to get usefulness out of your Mana Leak first. Even if it's the Tarmogoyf, just keep on taking 3, you'll be okay.
Right. Take a couple of hits, make sure you get the leak when you can,
Yep.
and then you have the freedom to use Path
Exactly.
on it. Against troublesome matchups like you mentioned, like Infect, things that are just trying to kill you immediately, then you kind of just have to
Affinity,
use it.
you might have to. And those decks where you have to Path early, except for Dark Confidant, most of those decks are actually really light on mana anyways.
Sure.
So it doesn't
Mana
really
Leak's still good, even when you have to burn it early.
That's right.
So you've got Supreme Verdict and Gideon Jura, kind of as more removal.
Yep.
And then you go into like your WinCon package, Snapcaster Mage with your just billion good targets.
Yeah, all the singletons.
Yeah. Lingering Souls as your card, the reason you're really wanting to play white and black.
That's right.
And then Restoration Angel for Snapcaster, of course.
Yeah, and so another big reason why we had Restoration Angel over, so it used to be the 4th Lingering Souls, but sometimes you can't afford to tap out. We want to be able to keep up mana a lot. And also, the biggest matchup was Twin.
Sure.
I found I couldn't kind of apply pressure and be able to keep up mana for the combo. So that's where Restoration Angel came in. I think it's actually well placed right now. I think the blue-white-red deck should be playing it as well.
Definitely. Then, of course, your Sphinx's Rev, your Mystical Teachings, which can find you basically anything in your deck.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then you got some Anticipates as well.
Yep, so the Anticipates used to be Shadow of Doubts. We know that we want a cheap cantrip. Anticipate, in my opinion, is better in a deck that has many singletons or bullets that you're trying to find. Of course, Mystical Teaching finds those a lot more efficiently, but also you need to be able to hit your land drop. We're playing 25 lands. The original creator, Travis Purley, of this deck recommends playing 26 lands, but I feel like Anticipate kind of brings it together. Like late game, you don't want to flood. We're only playing 3 colonnades. There's not really, in my opinion, that much incentive to just have extra lands
Right.
when you can just play these cantrips and find them.
Okay. Like you said, you have 3 colonnades as an other win con, but your slew of mana is just kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
You've got Ghost Quarter here as well, which works with your mana leak, things like that. What are your troublesome matchups with a deck like this?
Yeah, so Blood Moon is really hard. You know, we're not playing the nicest mana base.
Sure.
So Twin, what other Blood Moon decks? Jund if they're playing Blood Moon. So Blood Moon decks. Amulet Bloom can be very hard, along with Scapeshift. So decks that kind of abuse mana could be hard for us because we're not able to play Blood Moon, Fulminary Mage, that type of stuff. We can't even play Tech Edge.
Right.
Like the Ghost Core used to be Tech Edge, but also Tron can be very hard. Just decks that are better at going late than us, or that our permission doesn't really affect very well.
Okay.
Those are the hard matchups.
So I imagine your sideboard helps out in many of those matchups.
Yeah, that's why we're playing 15 singletons to just cover all the bases. Modern's huge. Let's have you know.
Gerard Fabiano would be a big fan.
Awesome.
Let's start off with, you got a bunch of usual suspects in here. You got Negate, you got Timely Reinforcements, Wear Tear, those types of cards.
Yeah.
Isochron Scepter, this is a nice one.
Yeah.
Where's this guy doing work?
Yeah, it came to me one day when I was just sleeping on the train and I just woke up. I'm like, under Blood Moon, we need something. And I won a Koth at one point. Thundermaw Hellkite. I can't think of any other ones off the top of my head. We had Tasigur, but we don't have a swamp, so that doesn't work. The hope was you could just play it before Blood Moon hits, but that one didn't work. So Isochron Scepter came to me. So Isochron Scepter on Path, Helix, can sometimes just put out a game. Some decks can't beat a Path to Exile every turn. Isochron Scepter on Celestial Purge and Wear Tear allows you to answer said Blood Moon. And even against decks with Abrupt Decay, you can still board in Isochron Scepter sometimes. They plus Liliana and you have nothing to put on Scepter, fine, discard it. But what you might be able to do, and I think they should be boarding out Abrupt Decay against you, you might be able to just play the Isochron Scepter, imprint, say, a Path when they have Goyf out, and at worst it's a 2 for 2. The Decay and the Goyf for your Scepter and Path. Putting Anticipate on it and Remand can be very good too.
Yeah, I like the idea of kind of having your preemptive Blood Moon on this, as well as being something you can play after Blood Moon as well.
Yep.
Crackling Doom, another former standard, current standard all-star to go with sort of Sphinx Revelation of the former standard format. What is this thing for?
Yep, so Crackling Doom originally was for Thrun. Thrun was a little more popular a few weeks ago. But Crackling Doom is also very good against Infect. So they're trying to make one big guy. They're going to have Spell Skite. They're going to feel comfortable enough. And you just blow them out. Affinity is kind of the same deal. Jund, just any deck where you need removal. Like the fact that it sacrifices the biggest. The only deck that it might be iffy against is the Obzon Company decks, because they have ways of bolstering and kind of tricking who the biggest guy is. But it's really just another removal spell.
No, it's I didn't think of the Infect interaction as well, where they're going to feel comfortable with their Spell Scout or whatever. You're not going to use targeted removal, just like it's used in Standard now to get rid of the heroic creatures.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, you got to Anger the Gods, Celestial Purge, Counter Flux, Kataki, of course. Little Baneslayer Angel hanging out in here too.
Yep, so originally, if you look at my Baltimore list, it was Batterskull. However, Kolagon's command got printed. And also Tasigur. Tasigur kind of makes it so that way your Batterskull does nothing, while Baneslayer can still fly through. So Grixis Delver is a big reason why we want to play Baneslayer Angel now. One pro for playing Batterskull is that you can still cast under Blood Moon. But a lot of the times if the Blood Moon's in that long and you don't have Scepter out, you're probably losing. Meanwhile, Baneslayer kind of just takes over a game. I played against, say, Merfolk. He had Master of Waves. It's like, okay, I got Baneslayer. That's fine. So it's kind of just the big beater that wins the game.
You got some more Burn Hate here, a little core Firewalker. What's your favorite card in the sideboard that people don't expect?
Definitely Isochron Scepter. That's my major contribution to the deck recently, in my opinion. But yeah, it's definitely really good. It's almost like a Planeswalker that you can't attack on the same axis. Like you do some sort of effect every turn. Sometimes with Wear and Tear, it does like multiple effects. So yeah, that's my favorite card.
Well, you're 4-0 so far through the modern portion. We've already seen your prowess with this deck in Baltimore. You're off to a great start. Wish you the best of luck. Good luck.
Thank you. It's great meeting you.
Thanks for joining me here in the
sideboard. See you later.
Stay tuned to StarCityGames.com all weekend long for the action here in Columbus.